principles remain, but practices change.
Yes.
Fundamental principles do not change. You know, I mean, if you want to look at humankind, I mean, we've, you know, people, you know, you can take let's call it 250,000 years. We've evolved, we've developed. And just because we've invented digital media in the last 25 years, humankind has not fundamentally changed. It is exactly the same. We've got wealthier, we've got more of that, we've got more things, we've got that. So those fundamentals don't change, but technology tries to convince you it has, because it wants you to prefer that bit of technology versus that bit of technology, whatever it might be. So you have this sense of it's all different, you know, Gen Z, Gen Y, Gen F, Gen Z, it's all bullshit. It is total bullshit, invented by research marketing companies trying to make clients feel insecure. And if you go into the background of those people, so what are their beliefs? You look at them and you go, you've just described an 18-year-old or whatever, you know. And that's what I was like when I was 18. Or somebody said to me the other day, they said to me, oh, you know, young people don't watch television anymore. I went, no, I didn't when I was 18. I didn't watch television. I was out. I was trying to meet as many women as I could possibly meet. You know, I wasn't sitting in front of the television next to mum and dad. That's what they were doing. I wasn't. So this idea that it's all fundamentally, of course, certain things have influences. The use of the mobile phone has influences. You know, technology has an influence on us. But we haven't fundamentally changed. And it's important to understand that. There are three things we've been obsessed about since the beginning of time. And that is access, speed, the future. All right? We've wanted to access more because that made us more secure. I could get more food, get that. Speed, I want to get there faster. So we got on a horse, you know, as opposed to, you know, we started out walking, crawling, then we walked, then we ran. Then somebody said, get on a horse, you go even faster. We went from an axe to a bow and arrow. That went even faster, from spear to a bow and arrow. And then the future. We've been always obsessed about the future. What's going to happen tomorrow? Am I going to be able to feed myself? You know, our ancestors could track an animal. They could look at a print and go, oh, that animal passed here at about 2 hours ago, so I could track it and catch it. All right. If it's like, oh, no, that was 3 days ago, gone. So we've been obsessed with those three things since the beginning of time. We haven't fundamentally changed. Now, technology around us changes. We still want stuff faster. We want more. We want access to more. And we want to kind of understand the future.
How do you think brands play a role in, like, evolution?
Well, when you say evolution, what do you mean by evolution?
As in our desire to that idea to constantly improve.
Well, yeah, they make it easier for you.
Yeah.
So I have a mobile phone, I'm connected.
Yeah.
I can connect to you faster, and I can connect to more people. So it does two things, speed and access.
Speed and access.
It can't predict the future. We're still obsessed with that. People trying to tell us they can predict the future. I remember somebody going, this was about 6 years ago now, there was a whole thing where with Google had done some algorithms and they'd worked out that, you know, that we were going to suffer from flu or something because people were buying more cough sweets and well, look, I can predict the future. And I remember the senior marketing director of a very, very large, famous organisation telling me and saying, John, it's amazing. We can now predict the future. And I'm working with Google on this and we can look at the algorithms. And apart from the fact that I thought he was fucking stupid, I went, I saw, you know, he really had drunk the Kool-Aid. And obviously Google had done a very good job at selling him. And I said, so you can predict the weather? And he went, what do you mean? And I said, well, obviously the weather drives all kinds of purchasing decisions. You know, if it's raining, I buy an umbrella. Yeah. If it's sunny, I buy an ice cream. You know, and we but he kind of believed that they'd done it. But that's the one thing that, you know, always frustrates us. There's a lovely phrase which says there are no facts on the future. And, you know, we have people who are constantly, all the time, prediction. I predict this, I predict that. We You know,
And I suppose ultimately the reason we want that prediction is a form of safety to survive.
safety.
So,
Oh yeah, of course.
Espressos is sponsored by supply chain software gurus Unleashed. It talks to your e-com and accounting software. It's helped islands cut admin time in half, get granular clarity on your margins, know where your stock is, don't miss availability. Brands like Candy Kittens, Tiny Rebel, and Trip all use Unleashed, and so should you.